Hello everyone, I am Weiwei. Today's video is all about International Children's Day. Since it is my daughter's first Children's Day in kindergarten, I have to make sure I capture the moment. Let's head out. First thing this morning, I am going to buy her a gift. Because it is a bit of a distance from our small town to the city, I am driving. I'll also take this chance to show you the unique views of a small city. Back when I lived in a big city, I felt like a spinning top every day, just constantly turning. I simply couldn't stop. The rat race in China is incredibly intense. Everyone is working so hard just to make a living. Salaries in the big cities are roughly between 6,000 and 15,000 RMB a month. That is about 1,000 to 2,000 US dollars. If you only make $1,000, that money is barely enough to cover your rent and daily expenses. Some people don't even have enough to spend and have to take out loans. This is the current reality of the Chinese economy. Prices are skyrocketing right now, but wages are just staying exactly the same. So, I feel an older mentor brought me into the financial circle early on, which allowed me to make my first pot of gold. After returning to a small city with those initial savings, I feel completely relaxed. The pace of life and work here is much slower. I take a portion of the money I made before to make financial investments and keep the rest for our family's living expenses. That is my strategy right now. In the days to come, I'll continue to show you the real life in rural China. If there is anything specific you want to see, just leave me a comment down below. If you enjoy my videos, please hit subscribe. Thank you everyone. Our small city is very neat and the streets are quite clean. That is because lots of sanitation workers are working hard. There's no clear separation between motor vehicle lanes and non-motorized lanes. This means everyone is driving on the exact same road. It can be really dangerous sometimes. Maybe this has to do with China's population. The total population of China has now reached 1.3 billion people. Managing that is probably really tough. So you have to be super careful driving here to avoid. The weather is great today. Blue skies and white clouds. It really puts you in a good mood. For my first stop today, I plan to buy my daughter a tablet. Aside from playing some games, it also has educational materials on it. Chinese parents take their children's education very seriously. Kids in kindergarten still get plenty of free time to play. But once they start prep, the kids get so exhausted. As parents, we don't have any great solutions either, because that is just the overall environment of the education system here. Chinese parents universally believe that studying is a child's only way out. In China, many wealthy people send their kids abroad from a young age to experience different educational philosophies. But for people like us who don't have a lot of wealth, we are forced to just accept the education here. This mall is huge. They have all kinds of goods here: clothing, restaurants, electronics, cars, gold and more. You can compare prices so you don't get ripped off. This is the first store I chose today. It is a domestic Chinese brand. I hope it won't disappoint me. The salesperson gave me a very detailed introduction to their products. I got a rough idea of the features. The price is $300. Next, I am going to check out another store to compare. Let's keep moving. Ever since the internet took off, the real economy has actually been going downhill. In such a massive shopping center, there are very few customers. It feels exceptionally deserted here. This shows that people just don't have money in their hands anymore. They can't afford to consume. This is the second store. From the outside, this product looks pretty amazing. Now it is time for the salesperson to pitch the product.
平本大多了。
而且它都是护眼屏，它对孩子不是说是纯护眼。像这个屏的话，你像所有的是一个有易斯蓝光的，跟一个纳米内置的一个护眼屏，而且是行业首个的。它这个是会滋养孩子的一个视觉效果的。它现在更新了一个幼小衔接的，它 他现在上中班，中班其实他上的私立还是公立？
私立嘛。
私立的话，他应该学校有教一点东西。
教。
他回来的话，其实可以做个懂读识字，英语的一个动画英语馆的一个启蒙，思维全包含了。像他也有绘本，可以让他进行一个
画画。
对，画画完之后还有人物给他进行一个小互动，比如你画了是什么东西，或者你用的这个线条是想表达什么，给孩子一个思维的一个发散。
However, the price is actually $1,500. That is a full 5 times higher than the last one. I was really surprised by that. How can the price difference be so huge? $1,500 is way too expensive. It is a pretty big expense, but I am also worried that the $300 one won't be good quality, because the gap between the two is just too big. I decided we'll make this decision together. So the first plan fell through for now. Let's head to the next stop. Next up, I plan to buy some toys for my daughter. At her age, her absolute favorite gifts are toys. The place we're going to isn't expensive. It is a spot where the local ordinary folks frequently shop. It is not fancy here, but the variety of goods is huge. It is mostly lifestyle products, including some building materials for home renovation. In short, this is also a massive market. As soon as I got out, I heard some pretty loud noises. Huge music was echoing through the entire mall. I am going to take you guys to check it out first. Another school is hosting an event for the kids here. It seems like every school arranges different venues and times. They started in the morning and chose an indoor venue. Since it is daytime, the surface temperature outside is 30 degrees Celsius. The kids would get sunburned if they were outdoors. My daughter's event is scheduled for exactly 7 p.m. This scene is quite impressive. The kids are putting a lot of effort into their performances. There are lots of parents accompanying them, and it even drew in some of the shoppers. I really envy kids these days. With the rapid development of the global economy today, their material conditions are fantastic. From the stage setup, event props, matching performance outfits and makeup, to having their parents by their sides. All these things fill their childhoods with memories. I remember when I was a kid, none of this existed. Only during class would the teacher wish us a happy Children's Day before moving right into the day's lessons. Back then, schools didn't really care. Parents were also busy with their own stuff. It felt like we were just ignored. So, seeing this scene makes me a bit emotional. This is all just a product of changing times. Whatever era you are in, you just have to live in the present. Everything is arranged for the best. Kids today are so lucky, of course. I will also work hard to be a good dad and do. Let's keep moving. We need to find the children's section. This place is divided into zones. The kids' play facilities and toys are all in one spot. Found it. Here it is. You can see it is very pretty here. There is lots of equipment for kids to play on, but it looks like business is pretty bad. I quickly logged onto a toy store. The boss explained how to use these toys and told me he wants to quickly sell them all off at low prices. When I asked him why, he said that business is tough right now. Very few people are coming in to spend money, so he is constantly operating at a loss. Hearing him say that made me feel pretty helpless too. I could only help him by buying 2 items from his inventory. The boss enthusiastically backed them up for me and even gave me a discount. Sometimes it is just like this. We aren't content with being ordinary. We don't want to be regular employees, thinking that doing business is a fast way to make money. But when you actually take that step, you realize that being an employee is better, because at the very least, you won't lose money working. As long as you put in the work, the boss has to pay you. But in business, the moment you don't have income, you still have to bear the cost of rent and utilities. That ultimately leads to losing money and falling into debt. In China, Out of a total population of 1.3 billion, 800 million people are in debt. That is nearly half the population. Aside from normal mortgages for marriage and housing, the rest is all caused by business losses. Combine that with recent global instability and frequent wars, which has caused some prices to skyrocket. Ultimately, it is the ordinary people who suffer. I hope the wars can end quickly. Only when the global economy develops stably can our lives get better. Now I am getting ready to head home and give the gifts to my daughter. She is going to be so happy. As I was walking up the stairs, my daughter heard me coming. The moment she saw the gifts, she was absolutely thrilled. After playing with her for a bit, my mom started preparing today's lunch downstairs. Today, my mom is making a type of noodle dish. We usually eat more noodles and relatively less rice. The sauce today is left over from yesterday. It is made with a mix of different vegetables. Once the noodles are cooked, you just pour the sauce over them and it is ready to eat. My mom's cooking is consistently great, as always. It is delicious. If you guys ever have the chance to come to Shanxi, you are welcome to be a guest at my house and enjoy some local food. My daughter's appetite is pretty good today too. Usually, if she runs into something she doesn't like to eat, she drags it out forever. But today, she clearly has a great appetite and is taking huge bites. After lunch, I took my daughter to rest for a bit. Because this afternoon, I still need to take her to get her makeup done, and she has to perform on stage tonight. It is 3 p.m. now, and we're getting ready to take her. The teachers have arranged a group makeup session. The school isn't very big, but the facilities are complete, and it is very clean. This school puts a lot of emphasis on the kids' manners. My kid has been here for a year, and the overall experience has been quite good. The school handles a lot of details very well. The teachers were waiting at the gate early on. After greeting the teachers, we went into the classroom to wait for the makeup artists with everyone else. Today, most of the people accompanying the kids are moms. There are some grandpas or dads too. Since my wife has to work today, she doesn't have time to be with her during the day. She won't be able to make it until the performance tonight. While we wait, before long, 3 makeup artists arrived. The kids started getting their makeup done one by one. The teachers are in charge of keeping order. The little ones are cooperating very well. There are also some kids crying. Maybe they're just in a bad mood today. Looking at their tender little faces, today is their holiday. The styles for boys and girls are obviously different because the boys have one routine and the girls have another. Seeing them bravely show themselves in front of the camera is just awesome. It is a real display of confidence. Gradually, a lot more kids showed up. Some parents even took the day off work today to attend the event with their kids. After all, this is their first time in school for Children's Day. As parents, after a 2-hour wait, my daughter's look is completely finished. We still have 2 hours until the event starts. Next, I'll take her back to eat and recharge her energy. It is now 6:50 p.m. local time. The event is scheduled to start right at 7, so we need to get to the venue early. Today's event venue is in a public school. It is big enough to hold a lot of people. Once we arrive, the teachers arrange for everyone to sign in. The event site is starting to get lively. Every class has a different performance. The screen is huge, and the sound and lighting are all ready to go. Looks like tonight's show is going to be spectacular. Let's look forward to it. As the sky slowly darkened, the school teachers kicked off the event with a dance routine. There is an absolute sea of people here now. teachers danced wonderfully. Even though they aren't professional dancers, they were very synchronized. Next up is the host segment. He recounted the entire history of the kindergarten and introduced the teaching staff. They also played a video loop on the big screen, showing footage of the kids during their regular classes. It is a way to give parents peace of mind, letting everyone know that the kids are doing great at school. The next segment is a speech by the principal, who is also the investor of this kindergarten. After a brief speech, she officially announced the start of today's event. Below the stage, the little performers are already in position, ready to go up. The adult host and the child host also walked onto the stage to announce the names of today's performances and their classes. Let's enjoy the upcoming show together. It is my daughter's class's turn next. The little performers are also incredibly happy. The boys in this class are very handsome. They are dancing with great rhythm. Their outfits look really cool too. Next, the biggest moment of the night has arrived. With the little host's announcement, my daughter's performance begins.
살피고 지금은 8시 약속 시간은 8시 반 도도한 걸음으로 나선 이밤 내가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘 나가 내가 제일 잘 나가 제일 잘 나가 누가 네가 나보다 더 잘 나가 Na 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 누가 네가 나보다 더 잘 나가 No 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 Na 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 누가 네가 나보다 더 잘 나가 No 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 Na 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 누가 네가 나보다 더 잘 나가 No 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 Na 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 Pa-pa-ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta Bitch Oh my god
可乐是这么最咸了的。
哦，可能是撇钞别的。拿去呀，都给捂了。A short few minutes later, the performance was over. Everyone did an amazing job and completely nailed it. Watching my daughter shine on stage from down below is truly the best feeling in the world. Each class has its own unique style. In this class, everyone is holding an abacus. Let's call it the abacus dance. This next one is impressive. The kids performed Chinese martial arts. It was full of energy, just awesome. It gets your blood pumping just watching it. After the performances were over, I hung out with her in the small square for a bit. She had a great time. As parents, seeing your child happy naturally makes you happy too. Alright, that is it for today's video. See you in the next one.